Hi, I'm Ize, and welcome back to our channel. Over the past few months, a question has quietly moved from financial circles into everyday conversations. Is the global economy heading toward a recession? Headlines suggest uncertainty. Markets react sharply. And people everywhere are beginning to feel the pressure from rising prices to slowing growth. But behind the noise, what does the data actually say? Today, we step back from speculation and take a closer look through facts, trends, and historical patterns. This is not about fear. This is about understanding. Before we go further, let's define the term clearly. A recession is typically described as a period of economic decline, often identified by 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth. But in reality, it's more complex. Economists also consider employment levels, consumer spending, industrial production, income trends. A recession is not just numbers on a chart, it reflects real changes in people's lives. Jobs become uncertain, businesses slow down, spending decreases. And importantly, not all recessions are the same. Some are short and mild, others reshape entire economies. Now let's look at where things stand today. Across major economies, several patterns are emerging. Growth is slowing. Inflation, although stabilizing in some regions, remains a concern. Interest rates have increased significantly compared to previous years. Central banks around the world have taken similar approaches, raising interest rates to control inflation. While this helps stabilize prices, it also slows economic activity. Borrowing becomes more expensive. Businesses invest less. Consumers spend more cautiously. At the same time, global trade is facing disruptions. Geopolitical tensions, supply chain shifts, and policy changes are all contributing to uncertainty. None of these factors alone confirm a recession, but together, they create pressure. One of the most visible economic pressures today is inflation. Prices for essential goods, food, housing, energy, have increased in many parts of the world. For households, this means reduced purchasing power. Even if incomes remain stable, expenses rise. This creates a subtle but powerful effect. People begin to spend less on non-essential items. And when consumer spending slows, businesses feel it. Lower demand leads to reduced production, which can lead to hiring freezes or layoffs. This cycle is one of the key pathways through which economic slowdowns develop. Another critical factor is interest rates. Over the past few years, borrowing was relatively cheap. This encouraged growth, investment, and expansion. But now the environment has changed. Higher interest rates mean more expensive mortgages, higher business loan costs, increased government debt servicing for individuals. This can mean delayed purchases, reduced spending. For businesses, slower expansion, tighter budgets. And for governments, less flexibility in economic policy. Debt, once manageable, becomes heavier. Today's economy is deeply interconnected. A slowdown in one major region can ripple across the world. For example, reduced manufacturing in one country affects suppliers in another. Changes in energy prices impact global markets. Currency fluctuations influence trade balances. This interconnected system creates both strength and vulnerability. It allows rapid growth, but also spreads risk quickly. In this environment, uncertainty can travel faster than ever. Looking at past economic downturns, patterns begin to emerge. Recessions are rarely caused by a single factor. Instead, they develop through a combination of pressures, financial imbalances, policy shifts, external shocks. However, history also shows resilience. Economies adapt, policies evolve, recovery follows. The timing and severity may differ, but cycles are a natural part of economic systems. So where does that leave us? The current data presents a mixed picture. There are clear signs of slowing growth. There are also areas of stability and recovery. Some economists suggest a mild slowdown. Others warn of deeper risks. The reality is there is no single certain outcome. What we are seeing is a period of transition. An economy adjusting to new conditions, higher interest rates changing global dynamics, evolving policies. Whether this becomes a recession depends on how these factors develop. Economic uncertainty can feel overwhelming. But understanding the bigger picture helps bring clarity. This is not just about numbers, it's about how systems evolve over time. And while risks exist, so do opportunities for adaptation and resilience. The key is not to react to fear, but to stay informed. Stay connected and see you in next report soon. This channel provides content for educational, informational, and journalistic purposes only. All views expressed are based on publicly available information, expert opinions, and historical context, and are protected under freedom of speech principles. The content does not claim absolute accuracy or intent of any individual, organization, or government, and should not be considered professional, legal, or political advice. Viewers are encouraged to conduct their own research and form independent opinions. All third-party materials, including clips, images, and references, are used under fair use for commentary, criticism, and educational purposes. This channel does not claim ownership of such materials unless explicitly stated. Full credit is given where applicable. This channel does not intend to harm, defame, or misrepresent any entity. Any resemblance to actual persons or events is coincidental or based on publicly reported information. By viewing this content, you acknowledge and agree to this disclaimer.